Hola mi gente, welcome to my channel. So today I want to show you how to make this delicious weekend dinner. So I made some arañitas de plátano verde and also pollo a la crema. Let me tell you, the arañitas were nice and crispy and that chicken was so flavorful. So I'm going to show you stay into the end of the video and let's get started. Alright guys, so we're gonna start with our chicken. So I have already cleaned my chicken with water and vinegar and I took out some of the excess fat. And then I went in and I cut it into strips, and those strips I'm cutting it into chunks, trying to keep them about the same size so everything can cook equally. All right, so to season up my chicken, I'm going to start by adding just a little bit of oil, and that's so all of the spices can really stick to the chicken. So I'm going to season up my chicken with adobo, garlic, and onion powder. I'm also going to add some salt, pepper, and I'm going to go in with some dry herbs. So I'm using dry oregano and also dry thyme. Make sure you grind both of them in between your hands to release the flavor. And mi gente, if you miss any other spices that I just show you, I'm going to have them listed down in the description, so make sure you check that out. So after adding all your spices, just give your chicken a nice mix. Make sure everything is well combined and your chicken looks like this. And if it doesn't look like this, add a little bit more spices. So mi gente, you're going to let it marinate for as long as you want. I let mine marinate for about 8 hours. Alright guys, so when you're ready to cook, you're going to grab 4 green plantains. You're going to heat up the oil for your arañitas, so just enough oil on medium heat. And you're also going to take your chicken out of the fridge so it can come at room temperature. Now you're just going to go ahead and start peeling your plátanos. Mi gente, let me tell you something. I had so much trouble peeling these plátanos this time and I don't understand why. So just go ahead, take your time and use your knife if you need to. So I also like to scrape my plátanos a little bit just to clean them up after I peel them. Alright guys, so I just went in and cut my plátanos in half just to make it easier for me to grate them. So when it's time to grate them, you're going to grab a wet paper towel and you're going to put it just underneath your bowl so it can stabilize the bowl so it doesn't move when you're grating them. So all you're going to do right now is go ahead and grate your plátanos. Alright, so you're looking for something like this. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start to heat up my skillet on medium-high heat to cook my chicken. So while my skillet gets nice and hot, I'm going to just season up my plátanos with just a little bit of salt. Also just going to give it a mix, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of avocado oil to my skillet with 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. So after my butter was nice and melted, I went in and I started adding my chicken. Remember, take your chicken out of the fridge right when you start to peel your plátano so they can come at room temperature. Alright, mi gente, so my chicken is cooking, my oil is nice and hot, so I'm going to start to make my arañitas. So you're just going to grab a couple of tablespoons of the plátano mixture, and then you're just going to form a patty right in the palm of your hand, and then you're just going to lightly press it, and you'll see that it looks like this. And then you're just going to go ahead and put it right into the hot oil. Do not mess with it too much, guys. Once you have that patty formed, just go ahead and start frying them up. Mi gente, make sure you frying this in batches, alright? Do not overcrowd your pot because you want this to get nice and crispy and crunchy. Alright, mi gente, so you're just gonna let them fry and so you can detach them from the bottom of your pot. And then now you're just gonna go ahead and turn your chicken. So you just want to make sure your chicken is fully cooked before you take it out of the skillet. So mi gente, at this point, you're going to go ahead and turn your arañitas. Remember, if you can detach them from the bottom of the pot, you are good to go. Do not force them, because if you force them, that's what happens. Mine just broke. So if they break, it's okay. Just turn them and then keep them together and the oil will cook them together. So after that, we're just going to go ahead and remove them from the oil. So they were frying for about 6 minutes. And mi gente, this is so easy to make. So you're going to just fry this as your chicken is cooking and everything is going to come together at the same time. Alright, mi gente, so my chicken has been cooking for about 10 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove it from the skillet. It didn't get as much color as I would like it to get, but let me tell you, it's so flavorful. So now you're just going to go ahead and put it to the side until you're ready to use it. Alright, mi gente, so before I make my sauce, I'm going to start to fry the second batch of arañitas. So remember, you're just making a plátano patty, and then you're just going to press it down a little bit with your hands or with a spoon. And mi gente, you can make this as big or small as you want. All right, mi gente, so to make my sauce, I'm going to use the same skillet I used to cook my chicken. My flame is on medium, and if you need to add a little bit more butter or oil, make sure you do it right now, but I have enough in the skillet. So I just went in and I added some chopped peppers and onions, and I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. And the salt, mi gente, with these vegetables is so good because it's going to release moisture, which is mean that it's going to make your vegetables that more and more flavorful. So you're just going to saute them until your onions are nice and translucent. All right, mi gente, so after a couple of minutes, this is what you get. Your onions are nice and translucent. Your peppers and your onions smells amazing. So now I'm going to add 1 garlic clove. Just going to go ahead and smash it right into the vegetables. And then you're just going to saute this just for 30 seconds until you can start to smell the garlic. All right, guys, so after 30 seconds, you're going to start to smell the garlic, the peppers, and the onions, and everything smells amazing. That's when you're going to add your heavy whipping cream. And guys, remember, I have all of the ingredients for this recipe down in the description, so make sure you check it out. So you're just going to let your sauce get nice and bubbly, and at this time, that's when you're going to take out your arañitas. And then this is my second batch. So as soon as they come out of the oil, you're just going to go ahead and sprinkle them up with some salt. And they look amazing. All right, guys, so at this point, my sauce is nice and bubbly. So that's when I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese and also mozzarella cheese. I'm just going to give that a mix, and you're going to just allow the cheeses to melt. All right, guys, so after a couple of minutes, my cheese already melts. So now I'm just going to go ahead and taste it and adjust it to my liking. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit more salt and sazon. So the sazon that I'm using is the Loisa brand. And guys, it's so delicious. It's salt-free, but it has really good flavor. So now you're just going to mix that together, allow those spices to get to know the sauce. And then you're going to taste it again and, adjust it to your liking. So when you're happy with your sauce, you're going to add your chicken. Make sure you mix that chicken very well with the sauce. Just let it get to know each other for a couple of minutes. And that's when you're going to go ahead and turn your arañitas. So after a couple of minutes, I just let my chicken get to know that sauce, and we are all done. So you're just going to top it over a little bit more Parmesan cheese and some dry parsley, or you can use fresh parsley. And mi gente, my pollo a la crema is done. Let me tell you something. This chicken came out so flavorful between the peppers, the onions, the garlic, the spices, and the herbs on the chicken. It makes the perfect pollo a la crema. Mi gente, all is to do is to serve this delicious dinner we just made. So my arañitas came out perfect. They're salty, they're crunchy, they're crispy, they're just so good. And it pairs so well con el pollo a la crema. Oh my God, it's just something different, something fast, something delicious. And let me tell you, you need to give this a try, and I promise you, you are going to love this. Now, if you don't want to serve the pollo a la crema with the arañitas, you can just do tostones, you can do rice, mashed potato, whatever you want, or even yuca. Oh, I'm going to try it with yuca next time. Thank you so much for watching, y buen provecho.